Yo, in this video, we'll be looking at strange and interesting TikToks that'll make you question reality. What everybody running for? Dang. Wonder what that was.
Jackson, Mississippi. Uncut. Man, that fire's been going on for 3 hours, almost 4 hours. Wonder how much damage it's gonna do. That's a lot of smoke.
Dang. Yo, he got out the car and got on the ground?
Hey, if y'all are in Conyers, don't go outside. I just almost threw up from this crap. The smell is so bad. Just stay inside. Cut your ACs off. Close your windows.
They're getting their way with the people. They sent weather to dismantle Tennessee, North Carolina, right before all this shit is about to happen. They dismantle the most patriotic states in America. And on top of that, you got people talking about an alien federation heading towards Earth. What the fuck is going on? The ports are about to close. You got motherfuckers not taking nothing serious. And y'all talking about aliens? They just dismantled some of the biggest patriotic states in America, and another one's heading their way. Stay ready.
I need y'all to listen to this here. These wires. Listen, y'all. I hope y'all can hear that.
Are we being fried, huh?
It's like electricity is like electric sound. It's coming from these wires. These people frying us. This shit ain't funny. This is.
Y'all think we being fried? Where is this at? We got floods everywhere. Mm.
Back.
Yo.
Check the photos on that stuff here.
Imagine having a whole standoff with an elephant like that. All them other dudes was like, oh my god, our lives are gonna be over.
Guns for punks.
You see, Jay, you got a cool little homie here.
And when you left, Nelson brought the gun to me and told me to take it to the police station and turn it in.
What? You're gonna shoot me?
I don't know what I was gonna do. But I ain't gonna let you punk me like you punky little flunkies. Cooper. Guns are for punks.
You see, Jay, you got a cool little homie here.
And when you left, Nelson brought the gun to me and told me to take it to the police station and turn it in.
What? You're gonna shoot?
Guns are for punks.
This light, it's so strange, and it runs really fast. I mean, it just runs really fast. Look at this, and it gets disappear right behind Saturn's shadow there. It's pretty strange light. Weird, obviously. What do you guys think?
I don't know what that is. This is wild. I guess they're all clear now. know, maybe you should test your water.
So this Hurricane Helene thing is absolutely weird. Why was there a mass trapped in the eye of the hurricane at 140 miles per hour? Not only that, but Hurricane Helene already happened in 1958, and the circumstances and the category are the exact same. So apparently on a radar that was detecting and tracking the eye of Hurricane Helene detected a large mass that seemed to be stuck in the middle. Stuck in the middle as in like a huge fucking blob that was trapped and no one knew what it was. This is how big that mass was that was literally stuck in the middle of Hurricane Helene. And this was a radar that captured it from above the eye of the storm. That mass is in the center of the storm. Come to find out, this massive blob was birds. Birds were trapped inside of the eye of Hurricane Helene. When I say trapped, I mean they were in the eye of the fucking storm, and this has inevitably fucked up their entire migration system. Like, they will fuck up their migration because they were trapped inside of this storm. Let's not talk about how Miss Helene happened in 1958, and this one also was on the same fucking day at 150 miles per hour and literally the same circumstances. Oh, and Miss Helene also fucked up North Carolina like it is now, but don't even get me started on what they're not telling you about what's going on out there. Y'all ever see those scary movies where birds know what the fuck is going on first? Y'all might want to pay attention to what is going on with the birds and why they were trapped inside the middle of a fucking hurricane. I mean, it doesn't get more spooky than that.
I think it was birds.
Friday, the 20th of September in Paragould, Arkansas. I was out here yesterday raking and cleaning up the yard, and I noticed all these ant mounds. They're everywhere through my yard. I'm going to tell you something about these people. Anywhere I go, they're mound up. Anybody know what that means? Just all over the place. All through this yard. All back here. The whole backyard. As far as I can see. They're everywhere. Now that bothered me. Usually when I see something like that, they're everywhere. All species of ants are doing this right now. And I was going to take you to a dry piece of dirt with no grass on it. Just thousands of them. But, I mean, this is in the grass. Anybody know what that means? It means we're fixing to get a flood. And so yesterday I looked at the weather forecast. No rain in the forecast whatsoever. And now I am totally clouded up and sprayed up, and it's sprinkling. So now these ants know something that we don't. So what I'm suggesting, people, this is in Arkansas, that you pray that whatever's coming misses our town and our home and our families. And if you don't pray, well, there's a good chance you're going to get caught up in whatever these things are preparing for. Now, you can ignore this and say, well, this guy's just nuts. But believe me, people, I am connected with nature. It's like this spring. I know when it's spring. Our calendar's a month off. Wildlife tells me when it's spring. The flies, the tree frogs, it was spring in February. You can believe that or not. And just like fall, we've been in fall for over a month. And all these trees are getting brittle. I just picked up a bunch of limbs out here from this tree. It's sick and dying. And we didn't have no terrible storms, but all of my trees are brittle. And they're dying all around me. Just dead trees after dead trees. You know, this one dying, that one died. That one over there so dead it ain't funny, it died last year. And And look at that one right there. It's falling down. Overnight. I mean, it's been dead. Anyway, I'll get off here, folks. I just wanted you to see what's happening with these ants. It's one end of this property to the other. They're all mounding up. And I noticed this yesterday. And I was kind of worried because they're all doing it at the same time. But our weather app showed no kind of rain in the forecast. But now it's raining and clouding up. So these things know something.
We got this gold, came out of beer.
Yeah. How many? How much beer do you have to drink?
I went to about 8 or 10 microwaves just trying to get the temperature. The biggest problem in working with microwaves is controlling the temperature. You can't put a thermocouple in there. You have to learn to get an eyeball on a temperature. Oh my goodness. See that? I have it on these charts. For about 10 minutes it becomes red heat, and 15 minutes it becomes orange heat, and then another 10 minutes becomes yellow heat, and you're up around 1100 degrees centigrade, and you get at that temperature, now you can melt it, can't see almost anything in there. I've even melted magnetite at 1500 C and aluminum oxide at 2200 C. It's just the insulation. I'm going to take a peek now and see how close we are to getting melted. Yeah.
Oh, it's hard to see. There we go.
Well, that was in there for 15 minutes. Yeah. Now I'm going to put my sample of So what's your silver in it, and I'm going to melt this silver in another 10 minutes. It'll be hot enough to cast.
What's the white blocks made of?
Lightweight insulation. It's a high aluminum silicate. It's a very lightweight material.
Really? It doesn't heat up in there.
No, well, microwave goes right through it. I mean, getting rhodium out of black sand, and we got a full description of it. Here's the rhodium and here's the iridium. Rhodium and iridium out of black sand. I have a full report on that.
Rhodium's twice as expensive.
It's more.
Why gold? Why iridium? Why silver? Why these metals? Why not others?
Because the elements in the center of the periodic table, down near the bottom, that's the gold, platinum, palladium, rhodium, all the precious elements. They have a structure where when they exist as single atoms, they call what they call ormus material. Ormus means orbitable, rearranged monatomic elements. The outer electron.
Who's the guy that gave it that name?
David Hudson.
David?
He says everything you walk on, everything you breathe, everything you drink contains precious elements of gold, platinum. Look at, I got goosebumps. That's a sign of absolute truth. It contains these precious elements. Electrons have chemically inert material, and they had to be activated to bring them back.
So, John, are you saying
secrets in getting it out of the thing is to add graphite, because any crystal structure, the edges of graphite crystals have extra electrons, so you got to add electrons to bring it back. So that was one of the secrets I developed. It's in this right up here.
So what made you think of that? What made
Hudson says that they lose electrons, and everybody else has been working with it, trying to develop techniques of adding electrons. I know a guy taking water and making monatomic water by separating it with magnetic fields, then taking that water and running electrons into it until he gets 8% gold out of the water.
So John, would it be fair to say that there are more than one kinds of gold? Is that what you're saying? There's regular gold and there's ormus gold?
There's a whole series of elements that are monatomic. You have to redesign a periodic table of materials that don't exist on the physical here, if you want to call it that. But they fit, the very small atoms, they fit interstitially within the structure of regular atoms. So any crystalline structure, rhodium, iridium, quartz, quartz, stone, all these things here.
So John, what's it going to take for somebody else to duplicate what you're doing here today?
Buy the tape and practice and burn out half a dozen microwaves.
Can anybody do this, no matter where they live? Or
most black sands, most all crystal materials, quartz, limestone.
Even in Minnesota?
Crystal material has elements in it.
Do you mean by black sand magnetite?
Yeah, black sand magnetite. Another 10 we ain't melted yet, but probably another 5 minutes we'll be casting. The point I'm making is you can heat things high enough to do this. There's 17 arroyos coming down, and 2% of that granite mountain is magnetite. So every time it rains, it breaks down, it goes into the arroyos. You go into these arroyos with a pail and a big magnet, and you see these black streaks, and you pick up that stuff and take it home. And I was making magnetic water. I drink magnetic water. I put it on my plants. And my third website here talks about it. We had a 9-foot tall geranium. It makes it grow fast. I've had news now. You got to cut it every 3 days. It stimulates plant growth. Magnetic energy is the energy of life. You know, Dr. Becker wrote a book, Body Electric. Yeah. I'm going to write one, Spirit Magnetic. Oh. All energy and healing starts in the spirit, and then it has to manifest in the body.
You're ain't lying. So can you make gold from beer bottles?
That's good. You cool? No, I'm straight. I can share with dogs.
Straight. That's Mountain Dew. That shit nasty in the motherfucker.
Black do no crazy junk. I just wanted to clear my throat.
You lost Best Rap Video. You'd all disappointed about that?
Oh no, I didn't lose. See, because I sold 6.5 million copies, so I won.
When all these famous people get together, what's the one thing you take away? Is everybody much shorter than you thought? I know a lot of people find Snoop and say, 6'4". I had no idea.
Oh yeah.
But do people seem shorter? There's a lot of attitude going on. What's the one thing you take away?
Oh, it's a lot of attitude, of course, because nobody thought we would show up here. But we always feel like we keeping it real. Not from scratch that. We always felt like we're being true to everything we've always stayed representing. And our audience is worldwide. We're not even on we coming out here and it's some East Coast, West Coast. We got beef with the people we got beef with. But we could go anywhere in the country because we are America's most wanted.
Exactly.
So can't stop the flow.
Can't stop what America wants.
On that note, I know that Biggie and Puffy are here tonight. Did you see them? Do you have anything to say to them at all?
Nah, but even if we saw them, we are businessmen. We are not animals. It's not like we're gonna see them and rush them and jump on them. If they see us and they want drama, we're gonna definitely bring it like only Dev Row could bring it. But we here as businessmen to enjoy and
support the
Video Music Awards for MTV because they support us. So if they want to come and use this business opportunity to get on some gangster, we do that better than anybody.
Can you envision a day when y'all, if not get together and make an album, just peacefully coexist?
There's no dream of making an album with Biggie and Puffy or none of them. We're not sweating it like that.
This is our
we
family.
We peacefully coexist right now because we all cool. Everybody's here. They sell records. We sell records. Well, I guess you could call that selling records. What they do. We sell large amounts of records, and they sell a few records, and really, it's no competition. People are really making too much out of it than it is. It's really just if you want to talk. We're going to make it specific as to what you can talk about and what you can't talk about. And the East Coast, West Coast thing is something that the journalists and people are making up just to get paid off it so it can drag out. So they're perpetuating it so it could be drama, which I still love MTV, but when it all go down, don't look at me and Biggie and be like, why is there a big East Coast, West Coast war when you're shooting this to 300 homes, 300 countries, telling them about an East Coast, West Coast war that they would never know exists. So that's where information becomes a problem. When
and
MTV
if it did,
News gotta be the ones to let you know.
If it did exist, Pac, we wouldn't be here. So
right, and if it exists, how we gonna be sitting in New York talking about it? We'll try to be better role models, and y'all try to stop putting that drama out there. You got a lot of power, a lot of responsibility. We both do. We both need to exercise greater restraint.
3 days later. You see how he talk? That's why.
Ashley, my wife's behind me. Look, my wife's right here. Look, my wife's right here behind. I had to bring her out here. Look, all right, the moon is not supposed to be here. The moon is completely on the opposite end of, what the hell? It's usually, right now, it's coming up from the north, behind the trees, every night at this time. And it's on the south, going down. What the hell is going on? This is crazy. What do you think, sweetheart?
I don't know what the fuck.
I mean, I was just out here flying my drone's in the air. I was out here flying my drone, and I looked up at the moon, and it does not set over there. It does not come up over there. The moon comes up from the other back side of my house every single night. 100.
Every night.
I just got a frequency on the radio, and the shit is saying, "Hello, America." Hello, ma'am, can you hear me? Something can hear me through my fucking radio.
Yes, hello, ma'am.
Hello?
Hello, America.
Who is this?
Yes, sir. Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Oh, hell no. Let me get off.
Yo. No, that's wild.
Everybody's all up in arms about a second moon, but I don't think you guys understand what that could possibly mean for our country. We are currently in the middle of eclipse season. Yes, eclipse season. We had an eclipse on the 17th in Pisces, a water sign. Let's remember that. And we're going to have another eclipse, a solar eclipse in Libra, around October 2nd. Astrology to the side. We all know that the moon controls our emotions, the water, the tides, literally everything. We're all made from water, the earth, everything. And if you guys are in the United States, you probably know about the current Hurricane Helene that's coming through the Gulf of Mexico right now. Now let's go back to Pisces. Pisces is the last water sign and the last zodiac sign in general. So we clearly are experiencing a major ending revolving around water, spirituality, all those things. If you don't already know, an eclipse in Pisces can bring natural disasters involving water to a country. Now, Pisces is in the 4th house of the United States chart. The 4th house rules the home, the land, the people of the land, the home, the country. So with that eclipse in Pisces taking place in our natal 4th house of the United States, we already know we're going to be experiencing some kind of natural disaster involving water. Now let's reel back in the science. Now we know full moons or moons in general can change the tides. And now we're having another moon enter our solar system. I don't want to sound pessimistic, but we're going to have some crazy weather. And I need y'all to be prepared. And for all my spiritual people, get ready, because not only is this water warfare, but it's a spiritual warfare. Look at everything going on in the world right now. Y'all need to be ready. And not only that, I get a lot of prophetic dreams, believe me or not, but I've had 4 dreams of a tsunami in the Atlantic Ocean. And I'm not the only astrologer or person who has been having dreams. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in my next video.
All of a sudden, the elevator blew up.
And as we were coming out, we passed the lobby. There was no lobby. So I believe the bomb hit the lobby first. And a couple of seconds, then the first plane hit.
As I'm walking by the main freight corridor building, in the corridor, that's when I got blown. I mean, the impact of the explosion threw me to the floor, and that's when everything started happening. All of a sudden, a big impact happened again, and all the ceiling tile was falling down, the light fixtures were falling. You know, you got to go clear across the whole from 1 to 2 World Trade Center, and then all of a sudden, it happened all over again. Something else hit us to the floor. Right in the basement, you felt it. Walls were caving in, everything that was going on. I mean, I know of people that got killed in the basement. I know of people that got broken legs in the basement. People that got reconstructive surgery because the walls hit them in the face.
According to standard operating procedure, if an FAA flight controller notices anything that suggests a possible hijacking, the controller is to contact a superior. If the problem cannot be fixed within about a minute, the superior is to ask NORAD, the North American Aerospace Command, to send up or scramble jet fighters to find out what is going on. NORAD then issues a scramble order to the nearest Air Force base with fighters on alert. But although interceptions usually occur within 10 or so minutes, in this case, 80 or so minutes had elapsed before fighters were even airborne.
It's a mind-bending anomaly. Not a single U.S. Air Force interceptor turns a wheel until it's too late. There are no jets at all.
What if they were so confused and had been so deliberately confused that they couldn't respond? The reason that they didn't know where to go was because a number of conflicting and overlapping wargame exercises were taking place. It involved the insertion of false radar blips onto radar screens in the Northeast Air Defense Sector.
Center Team U, we have a problem here. We have a hijacked aircraft headed towards New York. We need someone to scramble some F-16s or something up there to help us out.
Is this real world or exercise? Is this real world or exercise? There was another exercise, Vigilant Warrior, which was, in fact, according to a NORAD source, a live-fly hijack drill being conducted at the same time. With only 8 available fighter aircraft, and they have to be dispatched in pairs, they were dealing with as many as 22 possible hijacks on the day of 9/11, and they couldn't separate the wargame exercises from the actual hijacks.
Wow.
Page 172. The U.S. government has not been able to determine the origin of the money used for the 9/11 attacks. Ultimately, the question is of little practical significance.
The American authorities have not managed to trace the source of the funding. And then the most amazingly disingenuous statement ultimately is it of little consequence. It is of massive consequence.
Doesn't it matter who paid for 9/11?
The collapse of Building 7 has been recognized as especially difficult to explain. The 9/11 Commission report implicitly admitted that it could not explain the collapse of this building by not even mentioning it.
President, why are you and the Vice President insisting on appearing together before the 9/11 Commission?
Because the 9/11 Commission wants to ask us questions. That's why we're meeting, and I look forward to meeting with them and answering their questions.
Why you're appearing together rather than separately, which was their request?
Because it's a good chance for both of us to answer questions that the 9/11 Commission is looking forward to asking us, and I'm looking forward to answering them. Let's see.
Do you think they should be able to stand up and speak their own words?
They should go under oath.
They should be, yeah.
In public.
Don't you think that the families deserve to have a transcript or to be able to see what you
Adam,
said?
you asked me that question yesterday.
For an
I
answer
got the
today.
same answer, yeah.
The final report was a unanimous report. That means that if there was a single commissioner who had any objection about anything, that fact would be dropped from the report.
We have found out that he not only served on the transition team of the Bush administration, that he was a person who wrote a draft memo for the setup of the Bush administration's National Security Council, that he was an individual who wrote the preemptive war strategy that was eventually used for the war in Iraq, that he is a close friend of Condoleezza Rice's. We want him to resign.
There is literally nothing in the 9/11 report that the Bush administration did not approve of.
We can understand, therefore, why the Commission, under Zelikow's leadership, would have ignored all the evidence that would point to the truth, that 9/11 was a false flag operation intended to authorize the doctrines and funds needed for a new level of imperial mobilization.
Question. Have y'all been sleeping okay? Because I have noticed from 3 to 5 a.m. I've been waking up with too much energy that I shouldn't have. They better mind their business. Now, as you know, the world has been going through a lot of changes, a lot of upgrades, a lot of storms, floodings, all of that. So what do y'all think is happening with our bodies, including our souls? I don't know if y'all feel this, but y'all know when y'all go outside in nature and you can actually hear it? It's a different ringing in your ears, almost like a shh noise. Well, in the middle of the night, I've always been waking up to that noise, and it goes in and out from the ringing to the shh noise. And then I'm also getting woken up from visitors. They were standing around my bed. They were having a conversation that I couldn't understand because I don't speak their language. And one of them touched my foot. Just a lot of spiritual activity going on in the night. During this time, my mind is going like overdrive. So many downloads, thoughts, and information just come into my head at 3 and 5 a.m. It is said sometimes when you do wake up in the middle of the night, it's because you feel somebody is watching you. And my body is changing. I literally have to force myself to eat now. I will forget and not eat. I feel there are changes going on with our spirits moving to a higher vibration. Also, with these times when I'm waking up, I'm heavily forced to interact with my lower self. A neutral being, the one who had touched my foot, said that since this is a planet of duality, you have a higher self and a lower self. You have to understand the darkness that is within you in order for you to be fully in control of your life. It could give you the strength to help you at certain times, because people can take your kindness and goodness for granted. Then at night, thoughts were coming like the Lyrans were so high vibrational, spiritual, peaceful people that when their planet was taken over, they weren't prepared for it because of the high vibration, loving nature that they have. I was told to recognize both forms of self, and that's what makes you stronger and prepared for anything that happens in your life. Everything isn't always going to be rainbows and sunshine. There are a lot of things going on in the night for me, a lot of self-reflection, beings talking. There is also an importance of protecting yourself right now. Because you have downloads that come to you, you can also feel thoughts that are not your own, from beings that are trying to infiltrate your mind. And for some reason, I keep dreaming about war. Me in different color skins. So question, how's the nighttime been for you guys? Stay dangerous?
I ain't gonna lie. My dreams and stuff, I don't really be like remembering them that much. I'll like wake up and I won't remember anything from the night before, and then maybe something will happen during the day and I'll be like, wait, Wait, that wasn't real. That was my dream that I'm remembering. So I have like a memory from a dream. That happens quite often. But it's hard for me to actually remember what's going on that night. But is there anybody else out there that's able to like astral project in their dreams? Let me know. Real or not.
Look at this shit.
What
Look
is
at
that?
Long one.
What is that?
It just disintegrates. They just disintegrate. Look, there's another long one right there. They disintegrate. Oh, look at this long one. What is that?
I don't want to go near no water. That look crazy.
They're everywhere. Hold on. Watch this. Look at that guy. You see that guy? What are these?
Man, these are some of the most strange and creepy TikToks that are out there. If you like the content, don't forget to subscribe, turn your notification bells on, and until next time, YouTube, peace.